What's up everybody? Paul here coming at you with an ICO review. By popular demand, a lot of folks seem interested in ICOs, and I can see why. It's a revolutionary way to raise capital that further revolutionizes existing industries using emerging technology. What's not to love about that? But just to get this out of the way, none of this is financial advice. This is just my personal opinion about projects that I may or may not invest in. It doesn't constitute any kind of recommendation of any sort. For all you know, I could be a turtle on the internet wearing a top hat. I mean, go do your own research. So with that out of the way, let's take a look. I chose Dether, or Dether. They're having an ICO, and I haven't quite decided how to pronounce them yet, so we're going to go with both. Dether has a very interesting value proposition in my opinion. They seek to further expand the Ethereum network by allowing individual users who hold Ethereum, or Ether, to sell this Ether in a peer-to-peer marketplace. You can locate individuals who want to buy or want to sell by using what you see here on your screen, the augmented reality app that Dether wishes to create. If successful, I believe that this could be a huge revolutionary boon to the Ethereum marketplace, since currently many places where you can buy Ethereum are centralized, either places like Coinbase or any of the various centralized exchanges. Recently, EtherDelta, one of the only decentralized exchanges, had a DNS spoof attack, and that was just a disaster. So currently we're kind of stuck with centralized systems. Ether wants to change that. I'm going to scroll down and take a look at what I believe to be one of the most important things in any cryptocurrency ICO is a website. They're going to be working with technology, like it or not, since they're either basing their technology in blockchain, directed acyclic graph, or what have you. So if they don't have a good website, that's kind of a red flag in my opinion. So I'm going to scroll down and take a look. So far so good. A good amount of jQuery, but that's kind of all the rage these days in cryptocurrencies. One of the things I like to look for is whether or not I can discern what this project is about and if it has the right to exist, or if it makes reasonable sense to exist at this time in the wider marketplace, just from the front page. In my opinion, a good company will let you know right out the gate, hey, this is what we want to do, this is why it's a good idea. They shouldn't hide or obfuscate that at all, since that's their purpose for existing. And you can see that pretty well here. They discover crypto sellers around you, chat anonymously, agree on conditions, meet up, trade local currency. And as a shop, have your own business on the map, expand visibility through the ecosystem, edit your bills, get paid in cryptocurrency. It's very straightforward, and in my opinion, I think it looks pretty good. So, with that being said, as with any important project that looks pretty good, we're going to want to keep checking out the website and take a look at the team. Now, the reason I'm exploring the project in this fashion is that a lot of white papers can be between 20 and 30 pages, and I don't want to dig through the entirety of a white paper unless I can get a very good impression as to whether or not the project is A, legitimate, or B, has the ability to succeed in the first place. I won't bore you with all the details of every team member here, but we'll take a look at these two. We'll check out this gentleman's Twitter. This is Hamid Benhai. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, sorry buddy. But either way, he's the co-founder along with Medhi Amari. I can do that one. That one's pretty easy. So we can see here that Mr. Hamid has a unique Twitter account started in September 2011. A unique photo. There he is having fun with all these people here. So looks like a legitimate Twitter account. I've scrolled down and checked out some of the tweets. They have pretty natural user interaction. I like to look for that because it's really not too hard to create a website with all these nice photos and very nice jQuery and CSS and all these things, but it's not actually backed up by real people. I've ran into that problem a couple times when examining ICOs, and I just crossed them off my list. Like I said, I won't bore you by looking through everybody, but I checked all these guys out. Their LinkedIns look legitimate, as do their Twitters. So that's a check mark. Scrolling on down, checked out their advisors as well. Looks like they've been in the press a good bit, and of course they have a multiplicity of various touch points that you can communicate with their staff and upcoming projects that they're looking at doing. So I think that's really good. I'd like to see a good social media presence because it lets me know that, hey, the company is legitimate. And as you can see, they are incorporated in Gibraltar. This is a small little chunk of rock in between Spain and Morocco, and it's been very friendly to cryptocurrencies, so it would make reasonable sense that they would be incorporated there. The cryptocurrency project Rise actually was recently incorporated in Gibraltar, so that makes reasonable sense. Everything seems to check out from the front page, so that gives me the confidence that I need to look at the actual white paper. And I went ahead and read through all this, all 46 pages, because I think it looks like a good idea. So with that being said, if this did not look like a good idea right from the website, I could have saved myself 46 pages worth of reading, so that's good. Another thing I look for in the ICO is Dether token total supply. We're looking at 100 million total tokens, maximum cap 10 million USD. I really like to examine this since we're in a fluctuating market. The maximum cap on the crowd sale, which accounts for 66% of the supply, it says so down there, I'll just give you that figure ahead of time, 66% of the total supply, crowd sale 10 million. That means they are assuming roughly $15 million as their overall market cap starting out. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap and take a look at that. With 15 million, that would put them somewhere around, 400th place. So, the question that I like to ask myself is this project well explained, well positioned, and have a revolutionary enough idea to be applicable and executable to merit a greater valuation than 15 million US dollars? That's not a question that I can answer for anyone, since it's all about personal preference, and hey, you may know something I don't. But something to keep in mind, their projected valuation is roughly $15 million. So, something to look at. Other things I look for are just things like proper English. I know that seems a little strange and a little basic, but believe it or not, Nigerian email scammers were all the rage when email first came out because people thought, hey, email is a communicative technology, and I shouldn't be too judgmental about individuals who don't speak very fluent English. And hey, people don't speak fluent English a lot of the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you're looking to start a project valued at $15 million, surely you can find someone and pay them to translate your project into the international language of commerce. That's just my 2 cents in my opinion on the issue. But again, I'm not going to spend the entire time looking through the Dether white paper. It's a great white paper. I think it's worth the read, in my opinion. They reference a lot of great projects, they make some very compelling points, and they explain further how they are very well positioned in the current marketplace to use augmented reality technology to create an overlay where you can access individual sellers and buyers of Ethereum. Think of it like this. You can be walking down the street, say, oh, I have 20 bucks in my pocket, but I want some Ethereum. Take out your smartphone, open up the Dether app, find a seller, encrypted message them and speak to them in an encrypted channel, negotiate your terms, and meet in person, exchange, and you have yourself some Ethereum. Another thing I enjoy looking at is, of course, the Reddit. The subreddit is kind of falling out of vogue. It's not really the #1 medium by which people communicate anymore for cryptocurrencies. You see a lot more Telegrams, Slack channels, Discords. I've seen many successful Discords. Siacoin is one cryptocurrency project whose Discord I'm a big fan of. I think it's very nicely laid out. And Reddit doesn't have near as much customizability, in my opinion, so it makes sense that it's kind of falling out of vogue with such a technical field. Nonetheless, it's important to take a look and see that they've at least created a Reddit and have been keeping up with seeding it with information relevant to the project. Then, I like to look at the Twitter. The Twitter itself, it seems legitimate. Great user interaction. None of these tweets seem seeded per se. They happen at random times. They tweet multiple times a day. And like I said, here's a video of the actual co-founder of the project giving a speech. It's good to see the participants in the project making live appearances at cryptocurrency events as to reassure investors that, hey, they're real people, they're here, they exist, and they're working on something. It's something I like to see when I'm looking at cryptocurrency projects. I enjoy that reassurance. All in all, Dether seems like a very compelling cryptocurrency project in my opinion. The Ethereum smart contract system could benefit enormously from having a decentralized, peer-to-peer, real-life, meet-in-person application. A layer on the Ethereum protocol that would allow shops to seamlessly accept Ethereum without having to petition a centralized party like Coinbase or even Visa to settle these payments. This could really change how the Ethereum network is viewed and into 2018-2019 become one of the leading projects for how Ethereum is spent in the real economy. Now, this is just my personal opinion and my projection. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm going to invest or not because it's up to you to make your own decisions. But this has been my review of Dether/Dether. Sorry guys, I don't know how to pronounce it. But either way, that being said, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support, and I'm absolutely honored that you see me as somebody who's worthy of explaining things, and it makes me very happy that I'm able to explore some of the things I've learned throughout my time here. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and look forward to talking to you in the next video.